Regional terms. The region of the head is called the cephalic region. Think of words like encephalitis or the regions of the brain, which include the telencephalon, diencephalon, mesencephalon, metencephalon, and myelencephalon. The forehead is known as the frontal region. I think of a hairstyle that shows the forehead as showing full frontal nudity. The region of the eye is called the orbital region. This is because the globe of the eye, or eyeball, sits within the orbital cavity of the skull. The region that contains the nose is known as the nasal region. Think of nasal congestion or postnasal drip. The region of the mouth is the oral region. Think of oral thrush or oral hygiene. The mental region is the region of the chin. Think of the famous statue called The Thinker by Le Penseur. This depicts a man having his hand on his chin. The cervical region refers to the area of the neck. The Latin root cervix means neck or narrow passage. The neck is called the cervical region due to the decreased circumference of the neck relative to the head and torso. The thoracic region refers to the entire chest area. The thoracic region is named after the Greek root thorax, meaning breastplate. Think of the thoracic cavity, which encompasses all of the thoracic organs. The sternal region is the region of the breastbone, which is called the sternum. Think of an old-fashioned stern man adjusting his tie. This is helpful because the tie is also shaped like the breastbone or sternum. The mammary region refers to the area of the breasts in both males and females. This term has the same root as mammals, which are animals known to breastfeed their young. The axillary region is the region of the armpit. Think of a person applying Axe deodorant. The abdominal region refers to the area of the stomach, also known as the abdomen. Think of an abdominal workout or abdominal pain. The umbilical region is the area surrounding the belly button or the umbilicus. This is so named because the belly button is the remnant of the truncated umbilical cord after being cut. The pelvic region includes the trunk region between the abdomen and the lower limbs. This region holds the pelvic girdle, which includes the hip bones. I think of Elvis dancing with his pelvis. The inguinal region, or groin region, is the area of the pelvis that contains the bladder and the internal reproductive organs. You may have heard of somebody pulling their groin. The pubic, or genital area, is the area of the pelvis that contains the external reproductive genitalia. This area includes the pubic bone or pubis portion of the pelvic girdle. The otic region is the region of the ear. Otology is the study of the ear, and an ear specialist is an otologist. The occipital region is the region of the back of the head. The back of the head is also where the occipital bone of the skull and the occipital lobe of the brain are located. The area around the shoulder blades is the scapular region. This region is named after the bones that make up the shoulder blades, called the scapulae. The region that overlays the vertebral column is known as the vertebral region due to the presence of the spinal vertebrae. The lower back is known as the lumbar region. You may have heard of lumbar support. The sacral region is the region of the tailbone. This region is named due to the presence of the sacrum in this area. This region shows booty cleavage or the plumber's crack. The gluteal region is the region of the buttocks. You may have heard the term gluteus maximus. The perineal region is the region of the pelvic area that lies between the anus and the external genitalia. You may have heard of perineal tears, which are common during natural childbirth. The acromial region is the region of the shoulders. Here lies the acromion process of the scapula that overlies the shoulder joint. One way to think about the acromial region, being the area of the shoulders, is to picture an acrobat standing on one's shoulders. The area of the arm is the brachial region. Think of a wrestler having someone in a headlock saying, "I'll breaky your face." The region of the outer elbow is the olecranal region. Think of the back of an old person's elbow with nooks and crannies. Old and crannies reminds me of the olecranal region. This is also where the olecranon process of the ulna is located, which forms the elbow. The area of the inner region of the elbow is called the antecubital region. Picture a Rubik's Cube near the inner elbow. The region of the forearm is called the antebrachial region. If you can remember that the arm is the brachial region, it makes it easier to remember that this is the antebrachial region. The area of the wrists is the carpal region. Think of carpal tunnel syndrome. Also, the bones of the wrists are called carpals. The area of the hand is the manus region. Think of manual labor, which is doing things by hand. The area of the thumb is the pollex region. I think of getting a Rolex as being good with a thumbs up. The region of the back of the hand is the metacarpal region. The bones of the hand located here are the metacarpals. An easy way to remember this is that the metacarpals meet up with the carpals. The area of the palm is the palmar region. That's an easy one. The region of the fingers and toes is known as the digital region, and the fingers and toes can be referred to as the digits. The coxal region is the region of the hips. This is because the hip bones are anatomically known as the os coxae. The thigh is the femoral region. This region overlies the thigh bone called the femur, and the femoral artery lies in this region. The patellar region is the region of the kneecap because the kneecap is composed of the bone called the patella. The popliteal region is the region that lies at the back of the knee. If you're trying to look cute, you might pop up your heel. The crural region is the region of the shin. I think about hitting my shin on a coffee table. That feels pretty crural. The sural region is the region of the calf. I think of a calf with a halo. This is a calf that's pretty surreal. The fibular region is the area on the outer lower leg. This is the area that overlies the fibula bone. You can also remember this region as a fib because it lies on the outer leg. The area of the foot is the pedal region. Think of pedaling a bike, or the word pedestrian. The tarsal region is the area of the ankle. I like to think of a powwow with dancers wearing tassels on their ankles. Also, the bones of the ankle are called the tarsals. The calcaneal region is the region of the heel. This region is named for the heel bone, the calcaneus. I like this one because it rhymes. Calcaneal is the heel. The metatarsal region is the region at the top of the foot. This is named for the bones of the foot, the metatarsals. An easy way to remember this is that the metatarsals meet up with the tarsals. The region of the sole of the foot is the plantar region. I think of a person in martial arts planting their feet in a stance. And lastly, the area of the big toe is the hallux region. When you stub your toe, you might say things like hell, as in hallux. Thank you for watching.